I don't think people realize how much the DCU can trounce the MCU, because DC has a ton of different brands. In my previous video, I talked about how DC can do different tones within the DCU, but with different brands under the broader DCU umbrella, they can target different demographics. Because the MCU has one big omni brand, it's difficult for them to do a story like The Immortal Hulk without sacrificing what it is or having it contradict the playful nature of the MCU. Because of Vertigo and Black Label, DC doesn't have that problem. Just like how DC is known for having a ton of great standalone graphic novel stories that have changed the medium, like a ton of them, it's an embarrassment of riches. DC is also known in film for having a ton of groundbreaking movies that redefine the genre. The MCU may have all the box office numbers, but DC has a history of critical acclaim with films that could easily qualify for Oscar contender status. As it stands, DC is the only publishing house where they can claim they have an actor that won the best Oscar twice for the same role. So lean into that. Make DC Black Label a subdivision under the DCU. As comic fans, we know opinions like superhero movies aren't cinema is inherently flawed and wrong. However, as a pretentious film fan myself, I understand what Martin Scorsese's trying to say. It's not that superhero movies can't achieve depth and artistic weight. It's just that the MCU produces cinematic pablum that's completely uninspired. Yes, they're fun movies and I'm a fan, but they have a homogenous tone, they're underachieving visually, they don't let directors be directors, none of the superheroes really have a theme, which is integral to superhero movies, and that's what causes opinions like this. But with the Black Label input that's dedicated to making real films, as pretentious and douchey as that sounds, you can do a genuine adaptation of Wonder Woman: The Dead Earth and get Denis Villeneuve from the Dune series and prove the haters wrong. Show them that we can be as intellectually deep and visually satiating as any other film. Get Taylor Sheridan to stop working on one of his 80 Yellowstone spinoffs, which I love, Yellowstone's the shit. Come back to film and give us a Jonah Hex that can contend for the Oscars. And no goofy magic shit either. Just make it a Western, please. None of that. This is why I love the idea of letting the Batman stay outside of the DCU. Because with this one move, you're already laying the groundwork to show that there are different versions of Batman targeted at different demographics. Let Superman, the DCU, be its own thing. But give us a mature, thought-provoking, Oscar-contending adaptation of Red Son, and you got something. Make a Vertigo subdivision under DC Studios, and they dominate Marvel every day of the week.